Hey guys, Sheldon back with another review, and today we're looking at the JoJo's. Just kidding. We're looking at something different today. We're looking at the Star Wars movie realization, Samurai Taisho Darth Vader. And this is the Death Star armor version, so this is the second version of him. So I decided to do a non-JoJo review since this one was a fairly new figure, and because this line was actually, I think only came out last year, so I thought it'd be kind of cool to take a look at it. Alright, so let's take a look at the packaging really quickly though. This is actually my first Bandai figure, so I don't really collect figure arts or anything like that, so this one's kind of a cool adventure. So here's the box art in front, pretty cool. And then you just, the name of the figure, you got the side art, which is pretty sweet, and then you have some poses you can put him in, as well as a preview of some of his accessories, and it's all in Japanese, so I have no idea. And this one kind of comes off like a shoebox. And then on the inside, you have a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. So very impressive. I originally got one of the figures in this line as a gift, and then when I saw it myself and saw how amazing it was, it actually made me decide to give this line a go. Okay, so enough about that though. Let's take a look at the accessories and move Vader to the side. So he comes with, of course, his lightsaber. He would not be Darth Vader without his lightsaber. And I'm also got some new lights, so hopefully it's a little brighter, but now I'm hoping that it doesn't get blown out all the time either. Okay, so here it is though. You can see that it's got some buttons, and it's actually fairly close to the his actual design too. Very nice. And then you have the unignited version right here. And he also comes with this sword and scabbard, which of course are separate pieces. Very nice. So this is just I guess it's like glossy black. I guess it's supposed to be like a lacquered wood. And then here, you just have the regular sword. Come on, focus. There you go. All right. And then he has his hands. So he has these open hands right here. And this is actually something unique to the second version, but, obviously the hands are different here. And it's because, spoiler, in case you haven't seen this movie somehow, right, Darth Vader's right hand is mechanical, so they included that. And the original version actually doesn't have this difference, only this version does. So it's very nice here. So this is just a regular gloved hand, and then this is the metallic hand with the gold trim on the knuckles and nails, which is really, really nice. Really, really great. Okay, so he has these open hands, he has the choking hands on both sides, just so he can choke two people at once, if he would like. And then he has two gripping hands for the saber and the sword, right here. Alright, so let's take a look at the figure itself. One last thing too, this Death Star decoration at the top also is a separate piece. It's kind of fragile, so I'm just going to keep it on for now. Okay, so first impressions in terms of sculpt and paint, it's pretty great. The thing that drew me in was the design, of course, though it's just so unique. I've never actually seen anything like it. I was told by a friend that it was originally, or I should say Star Wars, kind of like the armor and design for Darth Vader was based on Samurai. Anyway, wow, it's so bright. Let me see if I can get it to be not so bright. But yeah, I heard it was based on Samurai, and so I guess this is sort of an homage back to its roots, and so far it's pretty cool. I really like it. I also really like how the mechanical arm is kind of done in that like old, kind of like steampunky industrial look too. It's really great. So sculpt is good, design is really cool. Paint for the most part is pretty solid. The only problem I have, though, is these finer details are not that great. So if you look at I don't know what this is. It's not a loincloth, but right here. For the most part, it's good. And then you see that, like, these smaller details, down here, they're kind of precise. And then as you go higher, they get blotchy. But, these buttons are good. And then same here, though, on his face mask right over here. It starts off okay, and then it gets like a little messier, and then on the side it gets a little messier. So overall, the paint job is pretty solid. I feel like they get lazy I mean, there are small details, but again, it's not a cheap figure though, that's the thing. So, I don't know, maybe I'm being too demanding. Okay, let's do a very quick measurement though. He is in the 7-inch scale. So let's see, I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, so top of his head is about 7 inches. And for a visual though, let's put him next to some better well-known figures. So since I've been doing JoJo, here's Caesar, just the regular version. Here is Link for Figma, since Figma's pretty well known. And then for some of you collectors of NECA, here is NECA Dante. So he's about the same size. Well, I'm just going to put him over here since this cape is so big. So this is about how big he is. So he's not going to really scale with any other Star Wars figures, but I mean, he's not going to fit in anyway because of how he looks. Okay, let's get them out of the way and look at the figure itself. All right. So for articulation here, let's start with the head. Let's see, well, it's all hidden so well because of all the armor. So head articulation, you know, pretty good side to side. It can actually go 180. Well, you probably could, but I'm not going to. The helmet and sculpt will get in the way, you know, just because it's armor. But I think it's a ball joint up here and a ball joint in the neck. And so side to side, it's kind of limited. Even on top of this, it's not this that's the problem, it's just the joint itself. And so to look up, that's really all you're gonna get. These are kind of separate pieces too, so they do flex, but that's as far up you're gonna go, and then far down, that's as far as you're gonna go, which is all right, I guess. Darth Vader's not a really agile character, I suppose, so that's okay. And then side to side, not much, and like back and forth, that's really it. Okay, for shoulders, I'm just gonna pull them up here. So joints are kind of tight, which is good though. It does feel like sometimes you might break it, but the tight's kind of joints, I'm gonna be a bit careful. But for the shoulders, you do get horizontal, pretty good. You do not have a bicep swivel though, it's like in here. And it looks like it's a hinge ball peg here. So you get pretty good range of motion. The cape is gonna get in the way, so you can't go full 180, but the range of motion is there. You have a double jointed elbow right here. So you get a little better than 90 degrees. The bicep swivel is only going to come at the shoulder like that. And you technically have one right here, but it's strange. This piece, the swivel is right here and it does move. But you'll see like these two pieces that come down are going to get in the way. So I don't know. I would think it could have been designed better. But it's all right, I suppose. And then the forearm actually swivels too, the armor. And then for the wrist, we have a hinged ball joint, actually. I can show you guys. Let me actually do this side, so this one's a little easier. Yeah, there we go. Just got a ball joint on a hinge. All right, for the waist, let me just put this back on, or leave it off if I can't. Okay. Waist articulation, I believe it's just one ball joint right here, and the range of motion, it's there, I suppose, but you're like, there's no ab crunch, like none at all. And then like going back is probably a little better than going forward. Again, for the character and being really armored, Darth Vader doesn't need that much articulation. I suppose that's like the only reason I'd be okay with it. Oh, the cape, you know, it's a soft plastic, and it's actually got a peg right here to hold it in place. So you can unpeg it if you'd like to, just to give it a bit more movement, but I just keep it pegged in. Okay, and you actually can't take it off, by the way. I don't know, I haven't checked it because I didn't want to mess with it, but it looks like it's like pegged into this piece of armor, and then this piece of armor like might be glued in. So I'm actually going to leave it unpegged for now, just so I can have a bit more range of motion. Okay, so that is the waist. You do have rotation though, which is nice. This is also a floating piece, so you can actually pop the waist off and take it off, but I don't feel like it because it's kind of a pain. For the hips, we have ball joints here. Okay, whoop, and it fell off. That's okay. Now you can see it though. We got a ball joint here, and then in the leg we actually have a thigh swivel. So I'm just gonna pop that on. Okay. So range of motion going forward. Again, thanks to the sculpt, it is going to be a little bit limited, but it's actually not that bad. So that much going forward, going backwards. Let me see. It's kind of limited again, thanks to the armor, but it is there if you want to force it. And again, these are soft plastics too. And then for the splits, you can get them about this far, and then any further, it's probably going to pop off like at first. For the knee, I think it is, I'm going to have to zoom out because it's actually a bigger figure than I'm used to. I don't know if it's double jointed, but you get about 9 degrees. That's about it. The knee does swivel. It does swivel at the knee, but it's kind of useless, again, because of how it's sculpted right here, that you can't really rotate that much. And then the shin also swivels as well, so it's actually nice. And then for the ankle, we have a pretty decent range of motion, actually, right here. This does get in the way when you try to make it go forward. That's about it. And then you do have our ankle rocker, too, if you want. You just kind of finagle it. I believe it's on a ball peg. Just going to turn that right here. Yeah, so pretty decent range of motion. All right, I forgot to mention as well, so you notice that he has the unignited saber, and that one can actually just slip in right here. Am I doing it the right way? Yeah, like this. And the other one, the samurai sword, just sheath that, can fit in right here. Just slide it in. So very, very nice. All right, so overall impression of this line and this figure. Design is pretty great. I just never seen anything like it before. Downsides, I would say the articulation is not the best. And also it's not cheap. I think I got it for about 60, a little over 60. So I mean, it is a popular figure, and they're only sold in Japan, I believe, and you'll have to find it at some sort of Japanese distributor or like an importer. But I would say if you're a Star Wars fan and you're into these kind of unique designs, and you don't mind spending a pretty penny on it, I would say go for it. These are some fairly unique figures. Range of motion and articulation could be better, but in terms of sculpt, paint, it's a pretty solid figure. It's out of scale though. Plus, this is one of those figures that's definitely way better in person, by the way. I was very impressed, and when you hold it, it has a lot of heft to it. So, I'm going to give this guy in some poses at the end here, though. But if you enjoyed this review, feel free to give me a thumbs up and hit that subscribe. I will be reviewing probably one more of these figures and then back to JoJo. But yeah, thanks for watching this review. Later.